one of the greatest catalysts to my success is having a very stringent routine that I follow when it comes to starting my trading. And when the time zone changed, it messed with me because I was used to coming into my office at 1 o'clock. I would sit down, turn on my computer, start reviewing. And then when it changes by an hour, and I got in at 1 and I'm sitting at my computer, I'm like, wait, I'm done. The market's not moving. I don't trade this time. And yeah, it was just real tough.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Anarchy Podcast. 99% of traders will never make consistent profits. So why listen to the 99% of advice? On this show, we're going to challenge some of the most hallowed and repeated tenets of trading, and in doing so, set you up to succeed where others fail. Spoiler alert, we don't have a secret strategy or magic wand that will let you skip out on the hard work of learning the markets, but we can debunk viewpoints that are holding you back. If that sounds good to you, come join us. Welcome to the Anarchy Podcast. Are there routines and ways to behave outside of your trading that can help or hurt you? And are you sabotaging yourself by the way you structure your day? Today, we're going to talk about ways to craft your day, not just your trading strategy, to help give you the greatest chance for success. Oftentimes, it's really easy to kind of get into the weeds of your strategy itself and forget sort of the meta around your trading life itself, kind of how you structure your day and your trading. And so we kind of wanted to talk about that. Jordan specifically wanted to go over the topic of routine and whether it's important. How important is it? Are the ways that you can help yourself? Are the ways you can hurt yourself in the way you structure your trading day? Jordan, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Levi. Thanks for that introduction. The reason why I wanted to discuss this in the first place was honestly firsthand experience just in the past week, maybe the past 2 weeks. Some of you who, of course, most of you who are listening trade know that we have daylight savings time or the end of daylight saving time. I don't know which it is. I'm in Thailand, so my time stays the same. But for me, the trading day starts an hour later now. So London Open is now an hour later. And the funny thing is, the week that London changed time is also the week that I have experienced my worst trading in quite a while. And it made me think of the importance of routine because I've now had to change my whole routine by an hour of what I was currently doing. And it messed with me. And so I really wanted to explore a little bit about the importance of routine to your trading. And in order to do that, I'm going to take a slight tangent because as a medical professional in my past life, as a registered nurse and paramedic for many years, I kind of like diving into the medical side of things, the psychology side of things occasionally. And the first thing that came to mind when I was thinking about routine and wanting to talk about this was an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now, when you think about that, you're like, wait, that's just a saying that's been around for forever, right? But it's more than that because what it implies is there is a routine that can keep you healthy, right? An apple a day, so it's daily, is keeping you healthy. Now we can extrapolate that more to our lives. But another thing that just kind of caught my eye that I also wanted to explore was the fact that it's proven that children gain more weight and engage in more, the word is obesogenic behaviors. Essentially, they just get fat over the summer. And there's been a lot of hypotheses why it is. But the biggest reason that most researchers have ascribed to that is because their routine completely changes. They're in school, they're waking up, they're going to school, they're eating pretty much probably the same lunches, they're doing the same things every day. They have a routine. And when that routine breaks, suddenly they start gaining weight. Now we can take all of this back and apply it to trading because trading may seem like we've talked about it before. It may seem like a game or it may seem like we're just doing something for fun. But as we've also discussed, it's important to treat it as a business. And a business runs on routine, right? If you go to have any job, you're going to start at the same time. You're going to essentially do the same things. You're probably going to have the same lunch hour. Sure, there's exceptions, but in general, you're going to follow a routine of your day in business. And a lot of traders don't do that when it comes to trading. And that's why they don't they don't succeed. It's because they don't have a routine. People are people. We are all creatures of habit, right? Like we all have our own routines. Even the most, I would say, disorganized person still has a routine, whatever that may be. We all have routines that we follow. And the reason why we do that is because it actually creates comfort for us. If you take someone's routine, whatever it may be, even if they're super disorganized, and change their routine, they can become more anxious. They become more stressed. Now, apply that to trading. What happens when you get more anxious and more stressed? You
Yeah,
take
I mean,
bad trades.
your trading goes downhill. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting that one of the biggest benefits of having strong routines is that it reduces stress and anxiety, right? And helps
yeah,
with focus. And man, talk about, when you're talking about day trading, talk about a career that is entirely dependent on how well you can deal with stress, anxiety, and focus. Like, I mean, dealing with stress and anxiety and having extreme focus is like those are top priorities when you're day trading. So, man, if there's anything that can give you help, that can give you a slight edge dealing with those things, man, that has a that can have a big impact on your trading. I've experienced the same thing when it comes to changing routines and doing things slightly different. I've played, whenever you make a big change to how you're doing your trading, I find my worst trading happens when I'm disorganized. I'm coming into I'm coming in to the market at a different time every day because you wake up at a different time or you're doing different things. And often those things, you know, during those times of disorganized trading, it's typically, I mean, this isn't proof, but that's typically when I do my worst trading. So anything you can do to help give you an edge, man, gotta take it. Hey everyone, Levi here to quickly ask if you're finding value in the podcast. We would love it if you'd take a moment to follow the show and leave a review. Helps us out a lot and enables us to bring you the best possible content. Thanks for being part of the community. I love you guys.
exactly. And that is what I've really found has been one of the greatest catalysts to my success is having a very stringent routine that I follow when it comes to starting my trading. And when the time zone changed, it messed with me because I was used to coming into my office at
Mm,
1 o'clock. I would sit down, turn on my computer, start reviewing the charts from the past, review the charts for the upcoming session, etc. And then when it changes by an hour, now I got in at 1 and I'm sitting at my computer. I'm like, wait, I'm done. The market's not moving. I don't trade this time. And yeah, it was just real tough. So then I've had to move my time, but then it changes the time that I spend with my kids. And it's been a bit of disaster. So again, routine for each person is going to be different, but a routine, as it implies, need to be consistent. So that's going to help you in your trading. And I'll take you through a little bit practically what my trading routine looks like, just so that you can maybe get a bit of a sense what I'm talking about. So for me,
please.
I like to get in front of my computer about an hour before my trading time, right? So there's a time, whatever time that is for you, when like you start actually looking for trades. I get in about an hour before that, and I sit down at my computer, and the first thing I do is I just sit there for a couple minutes and meditate. Now, if you're a Christian, that could be prayer. If you are, I don't know, new, whatever you do, yoga, whatever you want to do. Listen to the Jack Huberman, actually, one of my favorite neuroscientist guys to listen to, which a lot of his stuff you guys can apply to trading. Has a whole thing on the importance of meditation, just helping you calm, focus, and center. And as Levi just mentioned, that's so important. So sit down, meditate, listen, just focus for a couple minutes, and then I open up my trading journal. Because guess what? What I do is I go through my trading journal and I pick out 5 or 6 days of trading, and I look at my trades and I look at my winners and I look at my losers. And I go, okay, why was this winner a good trade or why was this bad trade? And especially the bad trades, though. The bad trades, I was like, so my losing trades, why did I lose this trade? Was there anything I could have done? What was the market doing before? And so I just analyze a few days of my previous trading to kind of put me in the zone. Kind of, it usually also will reiterate into my head why I'm waiting and being patient, because I'll look at some of these trades and I go, man, I was an idiot. Why did I take that trade? Why did I leave that? Why did I take that offer? Why did I close it earlier? Whatever I may have done, it really puts me in the zone to avoid making stupid mistakes in this current day. So I kind of look at my past mistakes, go, okay, this is what I'm trying to avoid, etc. And then once I'm done with that, then I will then go to the market and just start looking what's done. So I'll start marking out my zones and starting to plan my day ahead, where I think I'll take a buy or where I'll take a sell. And then usually I'm done that with about 15 before minutes before market open. And then I will go play a game of chess or go take a walk or go downstairs and just take a 15-minute break. So again, your brain only can work at high capacity for certain amounts of time. So after about 45 minutes, you're already exhausted just before you've even started trading. You've marked everything out, you've analyzed everything, you've kind of self-analyzed and done self-analysis. Take a break, take a 15-minute break, go take a walk, go do some push-ups, read a book, play a game of chess. I like to play a game of chess, as some of you who have watched our live stream Anarchy Trading live London session have seen. And after that, I come back, get ready for the market to open, and I start trading. And you trade, I only trade for 2 hours because, again, my brain only seems to function for about 2 hours. And then my focus sucks and the data says that I can't trade after trading for 2 hours. So I don't. And after that, then I take all of my trades for the day, put them in, screenshot them, put them into my journal, put in any notes that I want, and then leave it until the next day, because then I'll probably come back the next day and actually add my thoughts once I've had some time to process those trades. And then I start it all over again the next day. But that's kind of practically how my routine works. And again, when you throw that off an hour or you have to then switch up what you're doing, it really changes it. So that's kind of what I do. And that's really important. And a routine is just another word for habit, honestly, right? So there's good
Mm.
routines and then there's bad routines. So if you have a routine of, let's say, taking a bunch of trades but not journaling, you're just like, I'll journal tomorrow or something. Well, you're going to forget a lot of stuff by tomorrow. Always journal the same day, because if you don't, you're going to have forgotten. You don't have to finish everything, but at least put your thing in there, put your initial thoughts, because otherwise those thoughts are not going to be the same thing tomorrow. And you really want to focus on what you're feeling today in order for that journal to be effective. And then as Levi also said, make sure you're trading at the exact same time, the exact same pairs, all the stuff we've discussed before that are really important. Consistency is the key to trading. If you can be consistent on following your rules and your routine, success will come. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I like that. Consistency is huge, because consistency is what allows you to then focus on what's important. Because if you're not consistent, it becomes real difficult to start weeding out issues and start, for instance, you're trading a million different pairs. Okay, well, now it becomes a lot more difficult to figure out, is it just this pair that you're having difficulties with, or is it the time period that you're trading those different pairs or different markets, whatever you trade? If you're trading a bunch of different times, you roll out of bed an hour later. And so this is me, by the way. Um you're trading different times. Well, now you're dealing with that instead of being able to focus in on various, like, to get a profitable trader, to become a profitable trader, you have to be the best, right? We've discussed this before. You have to be the best. You have to be the top 1 to 5%. So be the best. Pick a very specific, tiny little thing to be good at, and then you can focus in on that. It makes it much easier to become the best at that one area. So you, Jordan, are the best at trading two pairs, at trading, the Dow and the DAX, right? At, for 2 hours during the London. You're the best at that, and therefore you can make money. So Jordan, give me an example then. You've talked your routine. You've already mentioned inconsistency, but give me an example of some bad routines, bad things, like kind of the meta zoned, a zoomed out version of what people do that are harming them when it comes to their routine, when it comes to actually how they trade. Can you give some bad examples maybe that people can see themselves in and try to avoid?
Yeah, I mean the classic lack of routine or the bad habit is number one, jumping strategies, right? Like I think you nailed it right on the head. If you have to have your routine so that you can actually focus on that one very small thing that is actually going to enable you to, suckle off the teat of the market and,
Good
get your
Lord.
little cut of it.
What a
And
horrible analogy.
well, it's true. So I don't know. That's what came to mind. And the biggest number one thing people do is they jump strategies because they
Yeah.
practice for a
Yeah.
month and they do something for a month, and then guess what? That strategy is a routine.
Yeah.
And after a month, you can't just then change your routine because then you suck at it again. So the number one routine people are doing is changing different strategies. So you should be practicing that one strategy for 6 months to a year before change. And honestly, I would say any strategy that you pick, you can trade successfully because honestly, it's all just ways of interpreting price action. So telling me
Yeah.
that your strategy doesn't work, I don't believe it. I believe all strategies work because honestly, they're all just different ways of interpreting price action. When I'm talking strategies, I'm talking like legit strategies, not just clicking buy on an indicator. Don't get me wrong here. So strategy that involves, support resistance, even, hey, listen, even ICT works because it's just price action, right? So I don't care what, SMC, ICT, support resistance, supply and demand, whatever, they all work. So you just need to pick one and practice it because every time you switch your strategy, you switch your routine. And same with pairs. If you're trading two pairs and then you go, oh, I don't like these pairs, I'm going to switch. Again, you're switching your routine. And every time you change routine, we're creatures of habit, it means that you're going to add more stress, more anxiety, and thereby worse trading for the foreseeable future until you can get back into a routine, which usually takes 3-6 months when it comes to trading. So be consistent
Mhm.
and success will follow.